Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Once again, like it or not, mostly not, it's showtime. Yeah, so that's that. Hi guys. Guild Wars 2 again. We've got 50% bonus XP. I see that this is an opportunity to do some cheesy leveling up. And so this is my current lowest level character. I considered doing a key farm, but decided against. So this is Exarch Exegorth. Exarch is a rank or position. And Exegorth, well, that's a reference. He's a ranger, currently in Snowden Drifts. Was I finishing up Snowden Drifts? I think I was finishing up Snowden Drifts. And so that's what I will be doing right now. I will be finishing up Snowden Drifts. What's over there? There's a fight going on. Oh, events, schmevents. All right, we'll go in this direction because there's a heart needs finishing up. And good evening to those of you who have joined me. Hello, hi, howdy, how you doing? That was a different greeting for each of the 4 who are currently here. Thank you for coming in. Anything new happen? How long? I mean, like 4 months ago we got an expansion, 4 or 5 months ago. Oh, what kind of hunter are you? You're laying down on the job quite literally. Got dragged into WoW TBC Classic. Can't blame you for that choice. I played when it was live for the firsty time. So certainly I wasn't going to say, oh, in a month, there is right now a new player event. So 50% XP bonus, 33% World v World, and 30% Magic Find, 30% World v World, and 30% PvP reward track progress. So that's about it if you've been away a month. I mean, that's about, I think, when we had the first patch for the newer expansion. All right, what do I have to do here? Detour markers, I think. Right? Steal Jotun weapons, protect travelers, keep hostile, and light the torches. Yep, light the torches. And so I'm going to do some leveling on my last 3 characters who are... No, I do not have a moment. Thank you for asking. On my last 3 characters who are not yet level 80. And frankly, I'm making a mistake right now. But it's one I can correct, and so I will correct it right now. I mean, if you're interested in leveling up, and clearly I am, the 50% XP bonus is great. But I should also have the celebration bonus running, and I'm not. And it's not like I have 250 of the things. I only have 111. That's the right one, right? No, that's not the one I want. It's not celebration. Oh, well, I've started it anyway. Is it the birthday bonus? Yes, it's the birthday booster. I only have 309 of those. This is what happens when you have a lot of characters, and inevitably they have a lot of birthdays. You get a lot of birthday boosters. So I have a lot of birthday boosters. Maybe you should get back in. You're discovering the Thorn, Heart of Thorns, and then showed your long distance girlfriend Guild Wars 2, and she loves it, and made a Guardian character to be your Guardians are, my main is a Guardian, so I have 1,000 hours in my main character. Got to like level 20, then real life happened. Yeah, sadly, that does seem to occur, doesn't it? I will return to my previous map. Heart of Thorns is significantly more difficult than the base game. Oh. Hi, guys. I leveled up. Not sure what I did, but I'm sure it was awesome. Hello there yourself. It is, and that's much easier than it used to be. Believe it or not. They have since significantly tuned down the difficulty on Heart of Thorns. It was murderously hard. Yeah, jarring for sure, and it really was at launch. It alienated some people, drove some people off because it was so much more difficult. Sometimes you just got to murder some blue guys. The extremely large blue man group has to die. Another player here. But also, I think the majority of us who are old timers tend to think of Heart of Thorns as the best of the expansions. You know. Not that the others don't have their positive points, because of course they do. But in part because the difficulty marked such a significant change. It marked a bit of a sea change for the entire game. You know, and it added the elite specializations, which was an enormous deal. Yeah, I would say it had similar impact to Wrath. Or Moria for the Lord of the Rings players. One of the great things about Guild Wars 2 is that you can take some time to go play other games. And when you come back, there may be additional content, but you're not less powerful than you were when you left. All right, I'm level 34. We finished off the heart. Or was I putting points? Yeah, exactly. Well, even though you're not really punished in other games, you feel punished for sure. Hate that in retail. Well, that's why you stopped, and that's completely understandable. I continue to go back to retail every once in a while because I still intermittently, occasionally, enjoy going back into the old, you know, leveling up and replacing all my gear. I enjoy that, but that's not a all the time kind of game thing I enjoy. I'll enjoy it for a month or maybe two. You know, I won't regret buying the expansion or paying an extra month or two. But certainly it's no longer my absolute, you know, where that's my game anymore, which it was for quite a while. TBC Classic, you play more because you play with your cousin. Well, anytime you can play with, basically any game is better with friends or relatives. So that's completely understand. One of the things I'll hear a lot of times when people are defending a game is they'll say, I play with my friend and it's awesome. And the thing is, your friend playing with them is the awesome part. The game may be bad. But any game is better with friends. Oh, you started WoW in Kata? Yeah, I was there from launch, actually from beta. I initially wasn't interested in the game, actually. It was too cartoony for me. And then I got in the beta, and that changed my mind completely. It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Corrupted Main Road, Lion Guard, defending Snowhawk. All right, well, you just got to kill a lot of bad guys. Yeah, the people you're playing with. I mean, I'm in a Discord with people I've known from Lord of the Rings for almost 20 years. None of us play Lord of the Rings anymore. We all played it a lot, but we don't play it anymore. And, you know, another batch of friends, my old WoW buddies, I still chat with them on Discord. And we used to get together once a year in Las Vegas. So even the so-called virtual friends can be actual real friends. A lot of times that's difficult to explain to people who, you know, don't play the games themselves. Play competitively on NHL 26, you're a goalie. No, hockey is only the fourth largest sport, but in Sweden and Finland, it's a very big sport. I'm in San Jose, home of the Sharks. I had season tickets to the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 Shark seasons. I've always been a big hockey fan since I was a kid. Even though I was born and raised in California. I saw it maybe more than 55 years ago. I saw an NHL game, and it hooked me, and I became a hockey fan. And I don't remember the game, but I think it must have had the Chicago Blackhawks, because they were my team at the time, and Stan Mikita must have scored a goal or something because he was my favorite player. Yes, I myself, believe it or not, have never been on skates. The closest I've come to being on skates is a skateboard, and I was never had good enough balance to stand on them. I used to sit on them. Seen 3 NHL games live and many online on top. Malmo Redhawks. Well, let's see. Initially, the Sharks had 2 goalies. Arturs Urbe is the best known, but they also had Mika Kiprasov, I believe, unless I'm completely misremembering. Which is, you know, it is possible. Later we had Nabokov, yes. We have completed the task at hand. But the first couple of years was Kiprasov and Arturs Urbe. Let's see. For starting in the 3rd year, we also had 2 of the big 3 Russian line mates. We had Igor Larionov and Sergei Makarov. Been a Panthers fan since 2003. That's got to be about when they started, right? Yeah, I don't pay as much attention to hockey as I used to. Sharks have got a great new player. But it looks like they're going to fall a little short in their push for the playoffs this year. Went to 96 Cup Finals. Well, and they've been really good the last couple of years too, right? Oh, I'm not inside the heart area. I hate it when I do that. Did we finish that heart? We we did. I guess we did. Went to the 96 Cup Finals. Sharks have only reached the Cup Finals once. They lost, I believe, 4-2? Peter Forsberg's Avalanche. Well, a really good team. Forsberg and Sakic. Or Sakic. And we've got 12 points. Where would we like to spend these? How about some more in here? Last 4 years, Panthers won the President's Trophy, went to 3 Cup Finals, and won 2 Cups. Yeah, they've been doing very well. The Sharks won a President's Cup 1 year. Sadly, they mostly underachieved in the playoffs, although their first year, they went in as an 8 seed, and they beat the President's Cup winning Detroit Red Wings. That would have been 94, I think. We got more hearts. Where we got more hearts I need to do? Oh, well, we got to go there and there first. Okay. Yeah, it does seem to have a curse. You don't get many winners. Well, the similar thing happens in American baseball, where a lot of times the teams with the best record don't even make it to the World Series. In hockey, a lot of times it's because you can get a hot goalie who can carry a less good team. In baseball, it just has a very high variance game to game. All right, come on, wake up, you lazy lumps. God, just laying around on the job. It's so hard to get good help these days. Oh, another player. Admit you're not familiar with baseball. Is that the same trend as American football? Because American football's playoffs are single game, that tends to be their point of biggest variance. One player having a really terrible game can kill the team. Baseball is more that because the variance is so high, the regular season is 162 games in American baseball. And so the best teams are always going to finish up with the best record. But because the variance is high with 162 games, suddenly a 7-game series can end in a real hurry. I mean, hockey's variance, normally it's either the team is playing really well or a hot goalie for an inferior team to beat a superior team. But it does happen. At least in American basketball, that's the one that I would say is the most deterministic. The best team usually wins the series. They may not win, 3 series in a row, but they usually win any given series. Got him. Ow. That wasn't necessary. I don't think that was necessary. The whole me getting hurt thing. Also, I need to change my glider. That's just not very good looking. Let's see. Glider. So many gliders. That's a new one. We'll go with the Arcane Sigil for that. Are we finished here? Not yet. Redhawks in the SHL playoffs. You finished 8th and 6th to 10th. Plays a play-in round. Yep, we have play-ins now in basketball in America. Last seed in the quarterfinals and you face the best team. That's definitely the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to have a significant advantage to the guys with the better records 2-0 lead going into the third and lost 3-2. Well, it's often been said that a 2-goal lead is worse than a 1-goal lead, which makes no sense, but it is rather frequently held to be the case.
You should be proud of what you've done here.
Can't use that.
This is the only proper course.
Fat Body, good evening and hello, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm just doing some casual leveling at like 100% bonus XP. So 150% bonus XP from kills and 50% XP from everything else. I did not finish that hard. Good evening to you, Turtle Daredevil. Down 2-0 in the series. You can't keep up. They have a guy who I believe was on the Sharks a few years ago. I believe we had a Lindbergh, yeah. Scored 67 points and 30 goals. That's definitely very solid numbers. We're lucky now we've got Macklin Celebrini, who is, at last I saw, was 5th in the NHL in points. And this is his second year, and I think he's 19. So he's stupidly good. 52 game schedule, then those are really, really good numbers. What is it I'm supposed to be killing here? Icebrood Raiders, Crafters, and the Tanner. Oh my god, that's right, the Tanners. Mature beyond his years, yeah. What's funny about him is he lived here in San Jose for a while. I think his father works for the Warriors, and so Macklin played like sort of a competitive league here in San Jose. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, I didn't know much about him as a player, but I was reading through the drafts and who the different teams were looking for. And it was, Celebrini was, I think there were 2 who were considered to be the top. And I was looking at them. Celebrini was, actually lived here in the Bay Area. Not exactly a hockey hotbed, even with the Sharks around. Lone Star Wolf, good evening. So tonight, we're back to Guild Wars 2 for one night. Tomorrow, an early start, I'll be playing Last Epoch. They have a new season going tomorrow, so I'll be playing that. Undoubtedly starting early, where early is probably around noon Pacific time. Play for some hours, take a break, eat dinner, and then get back here at the usual time for more Last Epoch. Guild Wars 12? Not key farming tonight. Leveling tonight. Upcoming draft, Sweden has a top 2 pick between Canadian McKenna and Swedish Ivar Stenborg. Ivar is, you'd have to have quite a job to try and come up with a better Scandinavian sounding name than Ivar. That's just, it's wonderful. Miss T, good evening. I am always making new characters. This is one of my last 3 who isn't yet at the cap. Why am I at the dead end? Oh, it's because I'm not at a dead end. I just ran into... Oh, it is at a dead end. What the hell? There it is. Wow, I managed to miss the passageway. It's fine. If you drive, don't Okay, not if you drive. If you drink, don't skim. If you skim, don't drink. And we got another daily done. Oh, 3 events. Rift Hunt. I don't think we can start those off at this level. Maybe we can. Let's try. No. No, we can't. It was worth a try. Evident the World Juniors plus Ivar's one of the best players in the SHL, and he's 18. You certainly do get, in a few of the sports, you get some ridiculous outliers. 18-year-olds who can play against fully grown men. LeBron James would be an obvious example. All right. Slay Sons of Svanir and break their banners and destroy corrupted ice. Oh, look! Sons of Svanir. How convenient. We will kill them. Catch! Hey, he caught it. Good work. You missed me, you losers. Do have a Swede in the NBA, but your knowledge of basketball is lackluster. Well, I mean, most Americans' knowledge of hockey isn't going to be any better. You just happen to pick, like, the one California native who's always been a hockey fan. Sons of Svanir. Clap, 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 clap. And it's the javelin catch. New Olympic event. Well, I myself, in terms of hilarious trivia, my mother's family has a coat of arms that is quartered with the Swedish royal arms. So I'm like a 4th cousin to the House of Bernadotte in Sweden, which is hilarious to me. Also, because I'm aware of Bernadotte and his history as one of Napoleon's marshals. Yes, he was. And the reason the Swedes offered him the crown, they didn't like their current king. He was polite to them when he accepted the surrender of some soldiers from Swedish Pomerania. No, I believe you still had a king. I believe they just removed him. Or maybe they had already removed him and then decided we need a king. And yeah, they offered it to him. And he turned out to be a great king. Funnily enough, he was a Republican, not in the American political sense, in the French 19th century political sense. He did not agree with Napoleon being emperor. He was tactically a very, very capable field commander. On the field of battle, he was not a good general. Found the most prominent Swedish basketball player in the NBA, Jonas Jerebko, who had 10-season career. Pelle Larsson. Yeah. I do not remember Bobby Klintman. That is a champion, I believe. So we'll skip him. We're gonna have to fight her, or no, we are. That's I could actually die here.
Enfold them in nightmare, Naxia. Are you aware of the pains and illusion? And wrong again.
I've got poison on me. I do not like that. Okay, we've got that point. Now we just need to not die. So we can... There we go. Oh, nope. There's the real one. That's right. Sit down and burn. Not a fan of her. Similar vibe to the Panthers. Yeah, I don't know much about the Panthers, frankly. I've gained all I can from this place of power. Okay, then we'll just use the portal. Found a California native who loves hockey and games. Well, the games in particular. Actually, I liked hockey before I got into games. Games happened when I was about maybe 12. Short bow. Short bow? That's a bad short bow. We'll replace that with the new, better short bow.
Threshold achieved.
I started with board games and then Dungeons and Dragons. You may have heard of it. Oh, I leveled perfectly because it healed me. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, you're right. All right, what do we got? We got 1 heart, 2 waypoints. We still have 2 waypoints? Are you kidding me? We got a big empty space right in the middle. Let's do something about that. Dungeons and Dragons. And then when I was 18, in I think 79, I bought one of the first Apple II Plus computers to come off the assembly lines, and I bought it to play games. Eventually, it helped me get my degree, but I bought it specifically to play games. Well, specifically, I played a lot of board war games, and most people aren't familiar with those. There was like one significantly large American company who made a lot of them called Avalon Hill. They made a lot of other, non-war games as well. No, it started with the Apple II Plus. Later, I did get a Mac. And then a few months after buying my Mac, I went to work. Well, here's my old name tag from work. You may be able to guess where I worked for 7 years. If you're really clever, you might be able to make the leap as to where I worked. I don't know if I've ever seen that door before. Exactly. I worked for Potato. I have never been in here before, I don't think. I don't think I knew this was here. Secret door that lets you out. Wow. Okay. I don't think I knew that was there. Yeah, it's only been, 13, 14 years. It's not like I've done this map 3 or 4 dozen times. If I ever saw that before, I don't remember it. Let's see. We have 1 heart, and that's all. We get a map bonus. Maybe we get a key. A key would be nice. Where's the heart? Okay, that will tell me where the heart is. Nope, we need to be... You can't fly if you're not on your mount. You can glide, but ain't no flying. Oh, it could definitely be a memory issue. Holy crap. Stay young, guys. That's my suggestion to you. If I'd realized, I would have just stayed young. It was my mistake. What's funny is the details I can remember from, like, ancient history. 55 years ago. It's easy if you just go faster than the speed of light. They've explained this in Star Trek many times on that, Star Trek, a series of documentaries called Star Trek. Swarm them. Yeah, well, no, I'm not going to say don't do it. I'm going to say if you can avoid it, it just, you'll be better off staying young. But for instance, dying to avoid it would be counterproductive. Yep, I'm trying to get a hang on Ranger Spear. Hey, distracted shaman. Sometimes you just have to do away with the growl. Although, not the scrit, okay? The growl. Hi, guys. We heal as one, couple more growl. Knock them down, set them on fire. These are things that they do not care for. Spear is unlocked in Janthir Wilds, yeah. And it is good for at least one spec in every class. They did a really good job on the design, I think. All right, because I'm not afraid. Smash them. Can I not do something else with the Grawl Totem? It's a Grawl Totem. I can't. It's got yellow text. Why can't I do something? Get all the expansions. There's no incredible hurry. Unless you've played through everything in all of the other expansions you've already got, there's no need to hurry. Once you guys sit down, give me the heart. There's the heart. Oh, ice worm hatchling my butt. Actually, I've never had an ice worm hatch out of my butt, so I can't actually say that. We will really quickly just go right back to the Mistlock Sanctuary. Spare is recommended a lot when looking at guides. For certain specs, yeah. Basically, some specs it's going to be a great second weapon for some of the specs. It's going to be a great first weapon. Some specs it's just not going to be good for because you're playing a Condi spec and its power on your class. Only mean ones have hatched out of your butt. Hold on. On the advice of my attorneys, I'm going to choose to not comment any further on anything coming out of my butt. Thank you. Daily gathering yield. I'll take that. And yes, I completed. Condi sucks for leveling. It depends. Power is generally going to be faster for leveling because you just kill and move on. But some Condi builds can be so good that if you already have auto loot for your characters, for the account, then in some things you can just land in, throw out 2 batches of Condis and move on, and they're all going to die behind you. But generally, power is going to be more easier and straightforward for leveling. Yeah. All right, we've got that. We put all those away. We open up that. It's butter. First of all, never trust anyone who walks around with 4 sticks of butter, okay? All right, we sell all of that stuff. We throw away the event item from that last heart. We didn't sell everything because we're not always this smart. Axe. Let me see. We've got a 303 axe, a 227 axe, and a 332 axe. I don't even have to axe you if that's an improvement. Sorry. Oh, interesting. I don't remember that one at all. We'll move this sword there. We will sell the butter. I have 1,250 of them, so might as well. Thank you very much for hanging out. As always, I appreciate everyone who does so. Everyone with bad enough taste to hang out here, they're okay in my book. You'll notice I have not yet opened my box to see if I get a key. I'm letting it marinate. I think it's about a 40% chance from a map completion, I think. I can't remember. Here we go. My disappointment is complete and my day is ruined. Can't use it. Can't use it. Have 1,500 of them already. And I'm going to have to sell some of these. So what I've taken to doing now is when I get a whole lot of something that... wrong place. That I can sell and get back in a hurry if I need to. I'll come over here. Where's my iron? We'll just drop a full stack there. We'll deposit that. And we'll just sell these. I will choose to sell it at the higher price, but 1 copper less. Because that's how you cheese it. Was that not all of them? That was one of them because I didn't do the slider. All right, it's fine. It's fine. How about the other 249? Okay, yeah. Oh, no. I went through all that work and then accidentally sold them anyway. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. That one is going to sell later and appear in an uncomfortable position. Let's go ahead and deconstruct those and come over here and eat that and eat that. And we've got more hero points, do we? Not really. Next up, let us see where we are in the adventure guide. We need to finish off 2 more of these. I need to craft some items. I need to rally from the down state. Selecting a crafting discipline. Okay, we can just do that and craft 1 item. This is a ranger. Where is huntsman, I guess? Yeah, huntsman. That's the station. We need to talk to the huntsman trainer. Teach me to be a huntsman.
It's all skill and a little luck.
And that's another level. And we need to craft an item. How about three of these? Will I do the Guild Wars 2 hardcore challenge? I haven't read up on it very much. I did joke to a couple of my raiding buddies, Guild Wars 2 raiding buddies, that I wished them well and informed them they needed to seek immediate psychological help. I'm leaning towards no, because I expect that I would not do well at it at all. Now that may sound like a cheesy dodge, but the only reason it sounds like it's a cheesy dodge is because it's a cheesy dodge. I am curious now. Now I am curious. You'll excuse me for a second. Flashbang me. Guild Wars 2 efficiency.com. Characters. Let's sort by deaths. I'm not using an ad blocker. My most dead character is Spongo Smallberries. He is my most played character at 1,137 hours. He has 932 deaths. Let's check it the other direction, shall we? I have a level 54 Mesmer who has not died yet. A level 36 Elementalist, believe it or not, who hasn't died yet. This character hasn't died yet. Hey, Hodge, how you doing? If he was completely dead, the only thing he could do would be to go through my pockets for change. I have a level 80 with 1 death. 2 of them. 3 of them. I have 3 level 80s with 1 death each. The most played of those, however, is 16 hours and 56 minutes. So I have, looks like about 4 or 5 with 2 deaths. Couple with 3, 4, 5, 10. So at least it seems that I could succeed, but I could probably only succeed on my full-blown account and get all of the advantages from that. If it was a clean start in a clean account, I'm really dubious that I could make it. And I would just find it frustrating to have to delete my character. There we go. Strength of the pack can now replace Summon Sylvan Hound. Seriously, who uses that? Now, we also have a new item of attire. How you doing, Hodge? We have a new item of attire, and as is the rule around here, by the way, my old look, which you can see here, not there, there, I look like I'm wearing a couch. Mind you, it's like an 80s era couch where they had buttons and naga hide. That's what I'm wearing there. Now, we're going to equip this. Nope, there we go. We have equipped that. We now come over here. God, we need the current tab that they're putting into this. Started leveling a new Engie. Are you doing hardcore? Since they asked me, get equipped fashion. There we go. We will now randomize our dies. This is standard for me. And when I'm leveling up a character, I get a new item of attire. I randomize the dies every time. Here we go. That's not great, but it's not terrible. What we have here is Honey Ice. Honey Ice drank the kids. Carnage Orange and Lemon Tint. So honey, orange, and lemon. Gosh, my character looks so tasty. Note, do not consume Sylvari. They may be riddled with dangerous, poisonous organochemicals. So I just finished the second chapter of the adventure guide, and that was worth, what, like 3 levels or something like that? 2. We have another new item of attire, sadly. That means that the honey, lemon, and orange is about to go away. We hope you enjoyed the honey, lemon, and orange while it lasted, which was about 30 seconds. Rules are rules. You know, it's not like I can just make or break these rules because I'm the one who makes and breaks them. Oh, I didn't save it anyway. Or I didn't apply it, I guess. Anyway, how about some new dice? That's appalling, and we will apply that. There we go. I'm a hunter, and there's no forest in the world where anyone's going to accidentally target me. They may intentionally target me. if they know me. Just a bunch of events lining up, so Guild Wars 2 saying, go make a new one. I agree wholeheartedly. Swidger coat always looks kind of weird. Swidger? Oh, I have to check. Swindler. I don't know, it's not bad. Well, though in these colors, everything is bad. Where are we off to next? Decisions, decisions, decisions. Okay, we finished the necessary chapter 2s. I haven't died, so I haven't had to rally yet on this character. I haven't faced off with any world bosses. We need one more level. We'll get XP from that. Events in Fields of Ruin. Fields of Ruin is just one of my fallbacks. I always find Fields of Ruin to be a good, nice leveling map. So I will view. No, we're off to other destinations in the capital city. We're off to Divinity's Reach. Yeah, the 50% XP bonus brought me back to do a little bit of grinding on the levels from my characters. I have 4, not 3, 4 characters who are not yet at the cap. Which, of course, means I have 41 characters who are at the cap, not counting the 9 on my alt account. I have not got the Dreambound. I think I should be able to. I think I've got enough events. I don't suppose you happen to know where the dude is, the mystic, what's-his-face guy in Lion's Arch, do you? Thank you for reminding me, by the way. Seriously, I don't have the ministers. How can I not have that? Well, this is a Sylvari character. He's probably never been here. Thank you for the reminder on the Dreambound. I think I already have the Great Sword and the Axe. I'm going to guess he's up here. Although, no, they're out. He's probably just outside the main gate. Let me grab. Yeah, the ones near the starter, they're near the main gate, I think. I know it's near the main gate for... The only one I remember off the top of my head is the Asura one. I know where that one is, so I think it's either like right outside this gate or down in the little crossroads. That's 100 messages I have received. Thank you guys, all of you. I have said it before. I will say it again, probably right about now. When I have an active chat, I feel like I'm a more engaged streamer, and I'm a more engaging streamer, and that's because of you guys. Thank you guys very much.
I'm gonna meet my future husband.
Yep. The Mist Strangler. Oh, you have to talk to him first before you get the events? Well, that's just silly, because I've done a bunch of events. Fine, whatever. He's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Thanks again for the reminder, Hodge. Oh. Okay. And one of the reasons that Fields of Ruin is good for leveling, there's a mechanic a lot of Guild Wars 2 players don't know about. If you take any given critter running around out in the open world, it's worth some XP if you kill it. You know, any bad guy. But it's worth more XP the longer it's been out in the world. And since not a whole lot of people do the Fields of Ruin, a lot of the mobs there are worth 3 or 4 times the experience points. Especially the non-hostile mobs, because most players aren't going to go out of their way to attack, you know, a stag. Which means that they're probably going to be worth 4 or 5 times the XP of an already hostile mob. Also, it's a relatively small map, so it is generally a faster one to do map comp on. We have damaged thumper turrets. Let me fix that up for you. Of course, thumper turrets are named after Winnie the Pooh's friend. A lot of people don't realize that. Did I not fix that one already?
Ready for the next one.
And we'll go in here and we're going to
My destiny is taking root.
completely murderify this guy. So, as an example, he'll have an XP number and a bonus XP. Hasn't been too long for him to be killed. He was worth, the bonus XP I think was 117 and the regular XP was like 147, something like that. So these guys have been killed relatively recently. Yeah, 141, 146, something like that. That one was worth 219 bonus. So that's a mechanic a lot of players aren't aware of. So one of the advantages is if you're just grinding to kill mobs, you come in here, you kill, you know, regular mobs while you're doing map completion or whatever, but you also try and pick out any of the non-hostile yellow mobs, as they can be worth, you know, instead of 150, they might be worth a total of 600 or 700 XP. Oh, Scrit Forager. Bad news for you. It's a spear in the back. Also, I leveled up. I hit level 40. It's a Scrit Thief. Well, it is going to be a former Scrit Thief. Sorry, sir, we can't let you take that in here.
Sweet and steady.
Sweet and steady, just like me. Not really. All right, that's a heart complete. The script morale is at 60%. 47%. I would have to kill like 8 more scrit. Fine. We can't have this scrit taking all of the helmets. Well, why they would want helmets? Because they're not going to fit this scrit. All right. All right, 27% to go. I just hate leaving things unfinished. It's possible I'm a little bit mental that way. But only in that way, of course. Other than that, I'm a perfectly rational fellow. Don't trust him. Don't believe his lies. Like 3 more ought to do. I can't remember if there are any trainable pets. Victory is mine. Trainable pets in the Fields of Ruin. I need to keep my eyes open. I don't have many trained pets on this guy yet. I have the mobile salad system,
What are you, an infant?
who just come darting out here.
Someone to tuck you into.
I was on a double shift and
Fine, but make yourself useful and take these helmets back inside.
Yeah, make yourself useful and take these helmets inside. You kids today.
Do it.
relax, you'll live longer.
Another new event nearby. Okay, we have one event taken care of. We will not be doing this event, as this event takes a very long time.
Before they get better around here.
Such dedication is rare these days. I am willing. How about I drop fire and spear trap? How's that sound? That sound okay to you?
There's much I can teach you.
There's much you can teach me, I'm sure there is. We can talk about that after we fight. Oh, sure. Let's use our elite for the first time. And some more fire.
I can tell by the boldness of your attack.
Drakehound can't remember the other one at the graves in the city. I will check, because I will be there in just a minute. We have a new hat. You know the deal, guys. Divinity power. I have to say it is a more stylish hat than the one we are currently wearing, which is just like a goofy little mask. Apparently they can catch COVID. Can the Sylvari. Wardrobe. It's all these clicks. It's just get equipped to fashion. And then randomized dies. Okay. Apply to equipment. Those colors are colors. Those are clearly colors. We have hint and rose gold and olive oil and just a little hint of destroyer orange. We hope you enjoyed it. 41 at 45. We open up our second spec line, so I will not be spending any points until we hit 45. An invitation to Codicus's Manor. I hear Codicus is a wonderful host. Trick or treat? That would be trick. Clearly. You know, sometimes you click that random button and you get a die combination that makes you go, hey, I actually like that one. And then you get what I just got there. Am I going to play Guild Wars? Oh, Reforged? I played some when it launched. I got a character up to 20. And I got to Kaineng City, and I hated Kaineng City so much, I stopped playing. I spent like an hour fighting my way through a thing and then got attacked by mobs that were anti-exploiting. They were throwing spears from a level below me. I couldn't attack them back. And like they killed one of my NPCs and I'm trying to pull them back up and I died. And it put me all the way back and fighting my way through that same hours worth of fighting the same mobs was more than I was willing to do. There's the juvenile Crichton Drakehound, as promised. Thank you. I will train him. I've tamed a juvenile lynx and the juvenile Drakehound, right? Or did I already have that? I must have already had that? In a reference no one here is likely to get. All right, there's my spider, which is named the Ungoliant. That one you might get. We will name this lynx as Lancelot. No one is going to get that joke. I guarantee it. You might look it up and get it, but you don't understand it right now. Get out of the way, cat, so that I can click and commune and get my hero points. All right, we'll go ahead and grab this POI while we're here. We have a heart here, and we are in the heart space, so we'll go ahead and start racking up the heart progress. I still don't know what a suspicious door is, but evidently that's what they look like. They look like all the other doors, except they have the word suspicious door over their head. over the front of them. See, those guys only get 77 bonus XP because, well, they were just created when I opened the door. So these guys are not...
Listen to me. My uncle's died in the Mercedes. Queen Jenna could choke on that treaty. I didn't see you there.
Yeah, you didn't see me here. I'm a Sylvari. You don't like cats. What's your opinion on plants? So hard to deal with these humans. Look, we've got suspicious doors and suspicious rats. This place is just, it's messed up. It's all kinds of messed up. Oh, I missed that suspicious door. I was just sneaking away so that I could come back and knock on it. Knock, knock. Separatists. You gotta keep them separated. Bam, 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 bam. It's another level. That's 42. And we've got a new aqua breather, which is technically an item of attire. And the rules are quite clear. A new item of attire requires, not optional, requires new dyes. All right, we get equipped fashion. Oh, we managed to find something even more eye-burning than the previous ones. Here we have cinnamon, dark chocolate, springtide, and iboga. Exactly. Come out and play. You gotta keep them separated. All right, I think that's everything in here. It is. All right. Well, you know, if you dry out an iboga, you get ibogaine powder, which of course is a famous poison that I'm totally ripping off from a movie. That one I do expect people, some people at least, will get the reference. The other one, not so much. I don't even remember what the hell the other one was anymore. See, that's the thing about my mouth. It comes equipped with a sub-processor. So a lot of times, it's just moving on its own and nothing's happening up here. It's not uncommon at all for someone to comment on something I have said and I have no idea what they're talking about and have to ask them to explain what it was that I just said that they're responding to. I would like to say that, oh, well, it's just because I'm getting old, but no, I've actually kind of always had that particular disease. POI? More XP? Another level? 43. Okay, that wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Yep. Select your word. Why not give us all three? That's my point. Not that I really had a point. But if I had a point, it would be why not give us all three? Alright, we have a heart down here. Look into your heart. What heart? Movie reference. Miller's Crossing. Gabriel Byrne. John Turturro in that scene. You see? I remember that. Don't remember what I said a minute ago. Stay young, kids. Stay young. Oh, we have stuff back here we didn't do. For instance, Crunko. Famous, of course, for Crunko Pops. I made that up. We have a heart over here that needs doing, or needs done, if you prefer. That's more of a British phrasing. I'm a hero, you know. Yeah. I pick up scrap metal the way you might collect aluminum cans. We have rat, and we have suspicious rat. I know that I have checked in the past. I have looked up on the wiki suspicious rat multiple times, and I have no idea of what the hell they are. And now we're back to the brain. Lens's brain, it used to be a pretty good brain. As far as brains went, it was a well above average brain. Now it is a semi-useful sponge taking up space in an otherwise empty head. Let's go with that.
You honor me.
All right, we need more scrap metal. Seems like there's an almost limitless amount of scrap metal here, but apparently they need super special scrap metal. I mean, it's not like they have enormous, giant plates of scrap metal just laying around. Actually, never mind, it is exactly like that. Not quite enough, I don't think. Nearly there. Scrap metal. Scrap metal. I'm not sure. Is the char meant to mean that it's good scrap metal? Or that it's bad scrap metal? Or that it has fur? Inquiring minds want to know. That should be enough, which means I'm almost certainly one short. So we'll grab the one over his head, and that will be enough. Bonk, bonk. We're almost to 44. And I am going to take just a very short break. Fetch myself a little bit more coffee. Also, note the lovely shirt. The idea was from the lovely and talented Engelbert Meow, and the art is from the lovely and talented Malcolmist TV. And the idea for the image is from the lovely and talented Magnifying Lens. So the story behind this is Engelbert Meow decided that she wanted to make a shirt that said "Scrit Happens," and I suggested it should really have a picture of a Scrit shrugging apologetically. And so she got Malcolm F. TV to do the art, and I got a free t-shirt. I am not above taking freebies. All right, and I think now we have to go in here and kill a bunch of ogres and their pets. We did not do the heart back here at the mines. They call it a mine. A mine. Thank you, Gimli. For those of you who are Lord of the Rings cognizant, apparently yet another Lord of the Rings associated movie or TV show is coming. And it's going to be written by Stephen Colbert. I will not deny that Stephen Colbert has the knowledge chops to do it, as he is possibly an even bigger Lord of the Rings nutbag than I am. But I have no idea if he has any idea how to write something sort of like more dramatic. It is a nice shirt. Thank you, Mr. Bemish. And I am pleased to have played a part in its creation. And when I remember, I try to remember another player to wear it every time I stream Guild Wars 2. I usually forget because I'm me. See, that was 177 XP and 712 bonus XP because no one comes through here and kills these bats. It's okay, someone had come through and killed that bat previously, but, you know. But killing the yellow mobs is often the best XP you can get. Not always, obviously. Am I not in the heart, or did I finish? No. Almost none of those counted for the heart because I wasn't actually looking. Because I'm actually a dope. So the rocks here, I'm assuming, yeah, 89, because they're not actually in the world until you activate them. So you don't get much in the way of bonus points for those. Can't use new boots. They're new boots that I can wear. You know the rules. And so do I. Yes, I did just sort of rickroll adjacent to you. We go to wardrobe. We get equipped. We have new boots. We randomize our dyes. Wow. Daybreak, pastel purple, ale moot, and enameled longevity. We will save and apply to the equipment. Once again, blindingly bright. But, you know, you want to be able to be seen when you're out hunting. Are the cliff bats over here better XP? Let's find out. Oh, well, this one's, killed a man. We can't have that. We can't have our bats killing men. Because the bat is sworn to not kill. Granted, that's the Batman. But I'm sure it's the same concept for regular bats. So we had one of these bats that hadn't been killed in hours, as it was worth like almost 800 XP. Missed me, loser. Yes, for those of you who weren't paying attention when I entered combat, I announced that I was entering combat. Now, somebody's been through here and somehow managed to miss the one that I got almost 800 XP bonus for.
steady.
Wow, we're not getting fast progress on this heart at all. Do we get any for rats? No. Oh, also, before I forget, because I surely would, I would finish this whole map and everything done except one POI, and I wouldn't know which POI it is. It would be this one. Of course, for these, for the progress, I think if we activate the shifting rocks, we get progress for that, and then we get progress for killing the elemental. So that's faster heart progress than the bats. The bats are more XP. I also would prefer to not be crippled by the mobs I'm fighting. Oh, that was a Scrit Forge. I'm so sorry. I killed a Scrit while wearing this shirt. I feel shame, deep and abiding, lasting, a burning, painful, swelling. Wait, no, that's different. Never mind. I can't read that. May the trees blossom upon you, or may the oak lose its leaves for you, Silvari. Wow, okay. Thank you. I think my Silvari is not quite clever enough to figure out whether that was a compliment, an insult, or a threat. So, well played. All right, we got that heart done. And good evening to you. I like the purple, but man, it's tough to make out against the sort of charcoal gray background I've got. Touch and go. We've got another heart up here. We're headed towards 45, which will give us our second active trait line. Now we get to kill a boatload of ogres and their pets. But definitely the 50% XP bonus for everything, oh, I already grabbed that, is definitely making things faster. Why don't you both just fall down? That door's closed. That door's never closed. What's said to Silvari as a pleasant gesture? Ah, I was not aware. Wouldn't happen to know what you would say to Silvari as an unpleasant gesture, would you? I'm asking for a friend. Oh, I didn't realize he was high level. Fine. We drop the spears, we drop the fire. And we throw a spear and we kill him. Wow, what a drama queen. I wonder how much XP these brown cows are going to be worth. No one would bother killing the brown cow. What the heck? Oh my god. I fat fingered, never mind me. Yeah, 729 XP for the cows as bonus. Because that's the max value. You get whatever the value is. Juvenile Whiptail Devourer? I don't have one of those. I have one now. I now have a Whiptail Devourer, guys. That's 3 pets so far. No, 2 pets so far today. Oh, they're back again. Hold on. We gotta drop everything again to make all the bad people hurt. Ow! Hey, come on! What is with the insta respawns coming on here? We don't need this. On the other hand, we very quickly got that heart done. A little bit tense for the old man. But no problem, because he is a gamer and my bags are full. He's a gamer with full bags, evidently. A whole load, just loads and loads of suspicious rats around here. All right, let's get rid of the stuff that we can get rid of.
I was manufactured to the highest standards.
We can sell that. More butter. That can only be thrown away. What else do we got? Those shoulders are better than what we had, so okay. Which that means new dies. Them's the rules. Wardrobe. Get equipped. And the new dies are not quite as appalling as the previous two. We have burgundy, mohair, fling, and citrus ice. I need I have space for 2 more bags. Maybe I should have, I don't know, picked up a couple more bags. If Savari is born early day or during the day, an insult would be weave the darkness upon you. But if born at night or early night, it would be a blossom upon itself. Somebody is way up on their Silvari lore compared to the old man. And here we go. Ding 45. And a little change. Okay. We'll go with Beast Mastery. Almost. Pretty close. Sephardi is like a form of elves. Well, I used to be able to speak pretty decent Elvish. I have a couple of books on Elvish. Let's see. Nearby foes blinded by beast abilities. Pet recovers health each interval. Commands copy boons from yourself to your pet. I currently have 1 command, right? Yeah. We'll just go with the default for now. Beast abilities inflict weakness, gain might and fury. You and your pet gain ferocity. Axe skills. I do love me some axe skills, so we're going to go ahead and grab that and make sure that we've got axes equipped in our swap, because axe is a build I really enjoy with a ranger. And there's the only beast we currently have available, so we'll go with that for now. Let's see. Are they within reach? No, not quite. I have 2. Let's see if I can show you the 2 I've got. One is a small red volume. Sadly, I knocked over my pile of books the other day, so right now finding them is a little difficult. There's the green one. I have a green one and a red one. The red one is small, about yay big. Very small. And then this is the sort of more scholarly tract. Let's see if I can get that up. Is that readable? That one. An Introduction to Elvish by a guy named Allen, Jim Allen. The other one is actually more about all of the languages of Middle-earth, at least from The Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure if it includes material from the Silmarillion or not. I think he knew a lot of phrases and knew the vocabulary and probably could have improv'd a lot. I mean, he was a linguist. He loved languages. And which Elvish? Sindarin or Noldor? Because, let's see. Noldor is meant to sound more like Finnish. I don't remember what Sindar is sort of phonetically based on, but I know Noldor was meant to sort of mimic the Finnish language. High and low Elven. Wherein you would get the difference, say, between a Balrog, which is Sindar, and Valaraukar, which is Noldor. As you can tell, Lord of the Rings geek. Also, wrong shoulder. Right there, you can see my Fellowship of the Ring poster signed by Ian McKellen. That's some pretty serious geek cred. So many different Elvish subcultures across difficult elves. And yeah, that's certainly true. No shortage of other interpretations. Heart back here, I think? No, there isn't. That's right. I was thinking of one of the other maps. Is there a POI up here? I think so. And the boss is out. Who let the boss out? I think this one's a chimp, so I'm going to just touch and go. Yeah, nobody's fighting him, and he is a big boy. Oh, somebody is fighting him. No, he's just fighting everything. Oh, somebody is up above. One or two players are up above. Looks like one player and his pets, and is slowly trimming Chief Otiug down. That's desperation. Actually, technically, I'm pretty sure that's an exploit, as he should unaggro and heal up. But I don't consider it egregious enough that I want to report it. I'll just sigh and look on unapprovingly. That's all I got. But yeah, certainly Sylvari are the most elvish of races in Guild Wars 2. We've got a vista behind us. I think this character was like level 33 or 34 when I started this evening, so 11 or 12 levels. Not bad. Gee, who'd have thought 50% XP makes you level faster? The Separatist attackers' morale is pretty good. If it was low, I would go ahead and take them on and start murdering them. But not worth. Would take too long. If you're... Invisible walls. Lens doesn't like invisible walls. They hurt his soul. If he had one. Grubs. Damn, now I'm hungry. Who doesn't like grubs? That is a metric butt ton of mining nodes here in one little mini-map screen. I believe we still have an adventure guide achieved for gathering. Find the Asura similar to dwarfs in ways? Yes, I would agree. And not just gravitationally impaired. Underground, although Guild Wars 2, historically from Guild Wars anyway, had dwarves who looked and sounded a lot like Tolkien-esque dwarves. However, the vast majority of the dwarves all took part in a huge ritual that turned them into stone, at which point they then turned around and marched into the earth to fight sort of eternally with the minions of the Devourer. Oh, sorry, not the Devourer, of Primordius. Oh, that's completed. Yay. But certainly the Asura have similarities. Technologically minded, not necessarily the most socially adept, underground origins. They're not dwarves, but they and dwarves would probably hang out together. All right, we'll see if we can manage to get... This is always a pain in the butt. All right, we don't need both the spiders and the whiptail devourer. Let's swap the devourer out. For the juvenile lynx.
Let's see how we fare against this touch.
Strength of the pack.
Really, it's not nice to call people groundlings in a negative way. Okay. Now, I just want to complain that that doesn't give you any progress towards the heart, which it should. Dwarfs from the game Dragon Age came not from the surface, living underground at a constant war in politics. I greatly enjoyed Dragon Age, but when I went to play it a second time, I completed it the first time, wanted to play a second time. I got to the underground sections with the dwarves, and the whole underground where you're constantly fighting, it felt like the same batches of mobs over and over and over again. Got just so tiresome for me. But I did finish it the first time. Definitely a great game. Time to fight. Okay, where are they? Where are they? Come on, somebody's supposed to be coming. I played with their food supply. Somebody's supposed to be coming. You just can't trust them. Come on. There he is. Yeah. You couldn't stay away, could you? You had to come back. See, that one had 359 XP as a bonus, so that one's been there for a while. 363 XP, so the longer they're around not being killed, their bonus XP just keeps going up. Can't use that. 332 sword. 305 sword. That's the great sword. Where's the other regular sword? That's the Moa Carver. I'm not at all sure what I'm supposed to do with that. I think I need to hold on to that one too. All right, now we will continue killing harpies. Die, groundling! They're just creepy. Yeah, matriarch, take me. You keep talking. That sound right there. That's the most horrifying sound in the game. When they go, it's just, it's the worst. Oh, look, another one. How nice. Coming back. I know you are. There you are. See, you couldn't keep away. Couldn't stay away. Let's see. We'll go there. There. And new item of attire. All right. Well, I gotta come over here. It's just in my nature to empty out my inventory. And why I didn't get more bags for this character, I don't know. My suspicion is because I'm a great big goofball. Oh, look! The harpies want to play.
Thank the gods who came along.
Thank the gods. Which? You mean the human gods? The ones who have abandoned you? Humans. They just don't get it. I'm a godsend. They keep saying that. I don't think they understand what that means. There's a player in there. I'll get to them in a second. They're still there? Looks like it. All right, Maeve Warwick. Are you actually there? I'm guessing they're probably not there. They probably AFK'd in what they thought was a safe place while they went to get something delightful. And they either res themselves or went to a waypoint. Don't thank the gods. If you want to thank me, that's fine. I'm actually here doing the work. That sound. That's the worst. All the human NPCs just getting murdered by harpies. It's just embarrassing. Did we finish that heart? Yeah. Did we finish the event? Not yet. We'll finish the event.
Thank the gods you came along.
They've captured one villager. Well, I'm sure that ends well for the villager. It's not like the harpies are going to, like, eat anybody, are they? Oh, they are. I don't know that they eat people. But I don't see any of them being held slaves in the harpy nesting areas. So I'm kind of leaning. Maybe they eat people? All right, one more to do. There they go. We succeeded. Chased them off. Dirty birds. Not the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, sure, we will take that. Power and precision. Always welcome. Put that on. This is the old. And the old. Came over here because we wanted to sell crap. Oh yeah, the noises made by the equivalent of the harpies in Lord of the Rings Online. Yeah. Did we get more? We did get more. We got commands done. Do we need survival? Yeah, we'll get a couple more points. We'll finish up the survival line too. Where are we? Where do we go from here? So, just a reminder, for those of you who weren't around earlier, tomorrow my plans are significantly different. It will not be Guild Wars 2. I'll be starting earlier, most likely sometime around between like 11 and 1 p.m. Pacific time. It is a new season for Last Epoch. If you're not familiar with Last Epoch, it is an ARPG. Amalur. I don't remember specifically them. I did play Amalur. Got them both. Nice. That was perfect. Well done, Lens. Occasionally, you're not entirely incompetent. Most of the time, pretty much, but not always. For those of you who played Kingdom of Amalur, there was an MMORPG being made in that world. They basically bought the entire game of that became Kingdom of Amalur and rejiggered it so that it was in the same world as the MMORPG they were working on, which never got an actual name, but was known as Project Copernicus. And it was primarily funded, at least initially, by the baseball player Kurt Schilling. But sadly, it died like 12 or 13 years ago. It was close to being finished, too, but then they got caught up in... They moved the studio and got caught up in politics. And the governor of Rhode Island, I think, basically tried to use them as a scapegoat for why the state had a budget deficit. It was all kinds of clusterfuckery. It's hard to tell what kind of game it would have been. There is some video of the game out there. In, I would guess, probably alpha state. And visually, it looked okay. You know, somewhere graphically a little bit less cartoony than WoW. And I certainly would have been interested in it and wanted to play it, because I wanted to play all the MMOs back then. Mind you, that was about the same time that Guild Wars 2 was in its beta. Briefly, for like 5 months or 6 months in 2012, I wrote a blog 3 times a week. And I wrote about the betas for Guild Wars 2 and The Secret World. Did finally get a remaster for the game? Yes. For Amalur? Yeah. But both The Secret World and Guild Wars 2 both launched in that relatively short window that I was blogging. So I was in the betas for both of those, writing about them, and then also for the launch. Are you guys not done yet? I've been killing you jerks for like 5 minutes. And there's another suspicious rat. There's the heart complete. destruct those. So, in the unlikely event that anyone would be interested in reading those ancient blogs, you would have to Google 2 words, magnifying lens, on MMOs. Lens was the name I was known by one batch of my gaming buddies, and therefore used the phrase magnifying lens as it's kind of a pun, a play on words. I do not know what makes a rat so suspicious, but we also have suspicious doors. And they just look like doors with the words suspicious door over them. So, you got me. Other than the label, the funny thing is, as I mentioned earlier, I looked it up in the past multiple times. I went, oh, okay, that's what it means. And I can never remember what it means. It's possible your host may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer. A door could look like anything, while a rat looks like a rat. A suspicious door, I don't know, might be, might be cracked. It might have the door open just the tiniest bit. That would be suspicious, because generally, people don't leave the door open just a crack. So, I mean, conceivably, sure. A suspicious rat might be one sitting there reading the paper. That would be suspicious. You are not the first person to leap to the conclusion that Asura are rats. At least part of it's the teeth. The fact that they have a mouth just full to the brim with needle-sharp teeth is a little bit, it does away a bit with the, oh my goodness, aren't they cute, and makes the answer clearly, no. No, they're not. They're really pretty terrifying. And also, mostly entirely sociopathic. Even our mentor for the Asuras, talks about in the very first storyline quest that if where they're having the contest for the SNAF prize, that if they disqualified the events that almost killed people, there would be no contestants left. So, they are really deeply unpleasant, which makes them awesome to play. Because they have some of the most funny and caustic dialogue. Their bad guys can say the most outrageously over-the-top things. Suspicious store could have a history behind it. Granted. Hotel based on a true story where they retired the door number because people kept dying in the room. Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Or every room in the Overlook Motel in The Shining, every door there would look suspicious because that whole place is, I believe, as the kids would say, that whole place is sus. Get up, you lazy char punk. That was uncharitable. I'm fine with that. That's not as good as what I'm using. Away with you. Worthless. Useless. And look at this guy sleeping on the job. You just can't trust Char. Now, of course, you really can't trust humans, as they are an invasive species on this planet. You know, the Asura and dwarves and Norn and Char are all native, and Sylvari technically are native to the world as well. You know, even if they are the evil offspring of an elder dragon. Some dwarves still have axe marks. That's exactly true too. Yeah, we shouldn't hold that against the Overlook. I'm sure it's a very, very nice... Never mind. I can't even begin to try and make that sound realistic. It's terrifying. Well, I guess just about anything that was shot by Kubrick trying to make things look terrifying would look terrifying. It's further down. Another new event. Oh, a water event. I don't want to do that. I missed it somewhere. Because I'm bad at games. Oh, fine. We'll get the iron because it's rich. I can't say no to a rich vein. I just can't. All right, waypoint. What's not nailed down, you're taking with you. Well, as long as you've got the storage space for it, I find that a completely reasonable point of view. If it's not nailed down, it's free. And if you can pry it off with a crowbar, it's not nailed down. Okay. You notice it's really not a whole lot more in the way of letters to go from branded human to brain dead human. Just wanted to point that out. Humans are, as I was saying, a invasive species in this world. The gods opened a portal, humans came through. Sort of like a plague. Cyber Dame has followed, and I have a spiel for you. Hold on, just give me a sec. It'll just be a sec. Let me get to a safe place so that I can move my hands. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Thanks, and welcome. Just got up exploring so much, you end up being over-leveled when doing story. Well, if you're talking about Guild Wars 2, you can be over-leveled. I mean, I am technically, I'm down-leveled by 6. But I have more skills and stuff, and so I am better prepared, but it does have the level scaling down, which means it doesn't turn everything into a complete and utter face roll, which I think is nice. So I think I'll finish up this heart and park my carcass back there and call it an evening. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out. As always, very much appreciated. So tomorrow will be an early start, and I'll be playing Last Epoch. That'll probably be somewhere around, give or take an hour, around noon Pacific time. Play for a few hours, take a break, and then be back at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, with more Last Epoch. First area up to level 15, end up leaving them around 20 to 25. Well, leveling is faster, and definitely you're leaving, if you complete the first map, your racial map, you're going to be leaving at a higher level than you would have at launch. But I will normally play 2 or 3 starting maps to start, to level up. It's just a habit I got into when leveling up new characters. I'll park my carcass over here. Put that away. So I believe we were at 33 when I started this evening, so in 2 hours and 4 minutes and 10 seconds. That was good for 15 levels. Not too shabby.
We're here to help.
Am I here to help? No. I'm a human. What do you think the answer is? Of course not. So tomorrow will be Last Epoch. There is also, at the evening in 8 p.m. Pacific, there is a raid with Guild Wars 2 people I've been playing with, raiding with, which includes an enormous number of cool people, and me. But I probably won't be up for sitting for a couple of hours for a raid, given that I'll have been spending 6 hours sitting for Last Epoch for the rest of the day. So I probably won't be doing that. I've signed up as an alt, as a fill for that raid. But I will recommend it. Amavera, Engelbert Meow, Malcolmist TV, Praying Manted, Jukebox, a number of other, actually, in a lot of cases, pretty well-known Guild Wars 2 streamers will be playing. So I'll be watching even if I'm not playing. Beyond tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to guess probably through the weekend, I'll be playing Last Epoch. If you're not familiar with it, it's an ARPG, somewhere along the lines of one of the Diablo games. And quite a good one. And I'll be playing that tomorrow. But for tonight, I am going to call it. Again, thank you guys very, very much for hanging out. It is appreciated. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Back tomorrow. Early. Probably noonish Pacific, give or take. I hope the rest of your Wednesday night goes great. Congratulations, you have conquered Hump Day. Assuming a regular Monday through Friday work week, you may now start coasting towards your weekend. Back tomorrow. Take care.